Washington Grown is brought to you by the Potato Farmers of Washington. Learn why Washington is home to the world's most productive potato fields and farmers by visiting potatoes.com. And by Northwest Farm Credit Services, supporting agriculture and rural communities with reliable, consistent credit and financial services today and tomorrow. And by the Washington State Department of Agriculture's Office of the State Aquaculture Coordinator, supporting the viability and vitality of Washington agriculture.
Hi everyone, I'm Christy Gordson and welcome to Washington Grown. Garbanzo beans, lentils, peas, they're also known as pulses and they are nutritious and delicious. Well, Washington farmers are bringing these environmentally friendly superfoods to tables everywhere. We'll head down to Walla Walla to meet two brothers who work together to farm and process chickpeas.
Legumes are the #1 rotation crop, to me, in the world.
And we'll make a special lentil bowl at Eve in Fremont.
What do people say about your bowls here at Eve?
It's very Instagrammable.
Then Tomas is on the street trying out a special Spanish mixta with garbanzo beans.
No complaints, I might have to have seconds.
Well, that's what I want to hear.
All this and more today on Washington Grown.
Bon appetito!
Bon appetito! There are no fingers in there
There's no fingers in it, and they still look green.
This is happy food right here.
That is heaven on a fork.
Look at that smile.
Oh, I've never done that
Sweet, right?
before.
Got my hard hat on? Let's go.
Okay.
Seattle's Fremont neighborhood is often called the center of the universe, but step inside Eve and you'll be transported to a whole new world of elegance and freshness.
It fits the Fremont vibe, I feel like.
Simple ingredients, but they always have tremendous flavor.
There's a sense of elegance here that I really like.
Elegant, comfortable. We try to be very fun.
Co-owner Deborah Russell started Eve with her partner Jill, designing it with charm and style in mind.
Started throwing the idea around of opening someplace together, female run. We designed a very lovely room where people are very comfortable, kind of elegant. At night it's very twinkly and it's a great space.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I feel it's very sophisticated with their ingredients and the way they serve you.
I think it's probably about the best food that someone could get in Fremont.
It basically reflected the way that we wanted to eat, and we wanted someplace that people could come on the regular and feel good about it.
It's just natural. It's just it's real food.
I don't think we've ever ordered anything that hasn't been excellent.
Washington is bountiful. We work with a bunch of farms. We actually work with some fishermen.
And does it make the food taste
Oh, it's
different?
always better.
Yeah.
It's always fresher and more flavorful.
Later in the show, sous chef Rashida and I will be cooking Eve's Beans and Greens Bowl using Washington Grown lentils.
Because we love hot sauce.
Oh yeah. The spicier the better.
We're down in Walla Walla, where beautiful landscapes are perfect for growing great crops. Today, we're talking with Greg Ferrel, a chickpea grower with a long history of farming here in Washington.
We've been in business over 150 years. A lot of family pride here. Everything from the crops we raise to our vehicles, to our buildings. My great-grandfather built this barn, I think it was 1920.
Well, it looks great for being so old.
Yes. It's a family treasure. I don't really know what else to say but that. The far on the other side of the crepe that you see are garbanzos or chickpeas.
When I was growing up, I didn't hear a lot about chickpeas. I heard garbanzos every now and then, but now it just seems like they're all over.
People are starting to learn how to eat them in many different ways.
So I don't know much about chickpeas, but this field looks great.
Most years it pays off. Chickpeas are a fantastic rotation crop. Obviously we're just starting to flower, not even at full flower yet. The hope is every flower produces a pod, and then every pod will produce 1 or 2 beans. That's the hope.
Are you harvesting these when the beans are already dry?
Yeah, the beans are hard as a rock. They'll break your teeth. Pretty much everything up here is rainfall and timely rains and beating the heat. If it doesn't rain for a month, it's 105 every day, then you start thinking, okay.
So what makes this area so good for chickpeas?
You know, it's our soil. Our climate's perfect for it. We're warmer, which means in a normal year we can get them off earlier without any rainfall problems.
So now chickpeas aren't the only thing that you guys grow, right?
No, we raise predominantly wheat. Most farms around here are wheat farms.
Chickpeas are used as a rotation crop, replenishing the nutrients in the soil that are used while growing wheat.
We're putting in a different crop than wheat. They'll put nitrogen back in the soil instead of taking out like wheat does.
Okay. Are all those garbanzos that we see back there, is that a rotation crop?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
yes,
so then that will become all wheat.
That will be fall wheat that's planted this fall.
Now it's off to the wheat fields with Greg and his nephew Dustin.
This field can go into garbanzos, or right now I'm going to plant this back into winter wheat.
Being in the middle of a wheat field is just gorgeous. This is beautiful.
Absolutely, and this is seed wheat.
Okay. So that's why it has to be so clean.
Yep.
In order to make sure there aren't any unwanted weeds in the fields, the Ferrels do something called roguing, where they check every single acre of the field on foot.
So you're basically weeding this by walking the entire acreage.
Yes.
You can't do it with a helicopter?
It was more than Dustin and I, and it's good old-fashioned hand labor.
So we're gonna do a little roguing right now, right?
Yes,
okay,
we
so where should we be in order to be an effective roguing team?
Well, you can be right here.
Okay, I'll be in this row.
Dustin's gonna go to his next row, which is right here.
Okay, all right, let's do some roguing.
Okay. Tomas is just roguing away.
That's right. I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job because I don't see anything, but maybe
that's what I like to hear.
Maybe that just means that you guys already did a good job.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a great looking crop.
Everything that I consume on a daily basis seems like it is a direct result of your hard work.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you guys. Keep up the good work, and thanks for showing us around. It's beautiful.
You're welcome. We're trying to feed America.
You're doing it well.
Thank you.
After leaving Greg's farm, we took a trip into town to visit Blue Mountain Sea. Here, Greg's brother Gary continues the family operation through chickpea processing.
It's really cool that here you've got two brothers in Walla Walla working together. Yeah. You know, he's growing the chickpeas, you're processing the chickpeas, but it started much earlier than that,
Started much earlier than that. So my father, back in 1991, the late James Carlton Ferrel.
I thought that was you at first.
I get that a lot.
Like your dad.
I kind of call this my accidental career. I was a CPA in Seattle. My brother is one of my primary chickpea seed growers. He's been the farmer a lot longer. I kind of was the kid who came from the city, and I'm like, teach me, teach me.
So your brother's growing it.
Yep.
You're storing it.
Yep.
Right? Let's go take a look and see how that looks like. So this is just chickpeas ready, stored to go, huh?
Yes, that's what you're looking at. And you can see there are some splits in them. There's a little bit of foreign material. Okay. We're gonna remill those. We call them remills, and then they'll get into a form where we could sell them as a smaller bean or for splits and chips on the flour market.
So all of these are full?
Yes, every single one of them. And we probably have about over 3,000 metal boxes.
And how many chickpeas are in a box?
3,000 pounds on average.
3,000 pounds per one of these?
Yes, so you can do the math. We have about 9 million capacity just here alone. This is our mill.
This feels like an auto shop garage, you know? It's just got a lot of metal.
It kind of does.
So I don't see anything going on here today, is that?
No, yeah, it's a quiet day. It's a rare day. It's a quiet day. We're waiting on the new crop to come in. The product comes in from the farmer, what we call field run, and it's full of, you know, everything in terms of foreign material, grasshoppers and dirt and everything else. So we have a scalper that takes out any foreign material that's large. The garbanzos fall through that. So this over here is the second stage. So this is your major sizer. Okay, so we sell them by the millimeter size, and this does our sizing initially of the garbanzos. Separates the large ones from the small ones. So the small chickpeas, chickpea flour, let's call it pet food ingredients, maybe a substitute for meat, and hummus. Okay. Your large beans, packaging, canning, salad bars, you've seen them there. That's where your large beans are gonna go. The gravity deck is gonna remove any more foreign material that gets past this, and it's gonna do further sizing. We're not done. These blue machines over here are your next stage, stage 4. These are our precision graders, and that'll do the final sizing. Hey, this gets to your finished product over here. So what we're looking for is uniformity in size, color. You've got to put it through several processes to get to this stage. You can't skimp. This is very important to get through all this to get it to look like this.
Over the years, have you seen a growth
in the garbanzo bean industry.
Especially in the last 15 years, we have seen a tremendous jump in acreage and interest in chickpeas. It's being driven by new uses in the United States and this hummus craze we're on right now.
Yeah.
Legumes are the #1 rotation crop, to me, in the world.
Okay.
They do such a good job of promoting the next crop and keeping it healthy.
Right, so people are growing things like what, wheat and barley, and then when they're gone, they put in things like legumes.
Exactly.
Okay.
Adding nitrogen to the ground so you don't have to use as much nitrogen for that wheat crop, breaking up the disease cycle, breaking up the pest cycle, breaking the hard pan, great for the soil. It's just amazing what these will do.
Thank you for showing me around so much.
You're
and
welcome.
thank you for doing what you do. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, thank you.
So how many acres of pulse crops are farmed in Washington State? Find out after the break.
Coming up, we're at Eve in Seattle, cooking a special beans and greens bowl with lentils.
So what do people say about your bowls here at Eve?
It's very Instagrammable.
And we're in the kitchen at Second Harvest, trying out some Middle Eastern rice with black beans and chickpeas.
We grow over 250,000 acres of peas, lentils, and chickpeas in Washington State.
We're back in Seattle's Fremont neighborhood visiting Eve, where fresh food and a gorgeous atmosphere make for plenty of smiles and a delicious meal.
I think the interior is really beautiful. The light is great.
There's a sense of elegance here that I really like.
It fits the Fremont vibe, I feel like.
Yeah, I think this is probably about the best food that someone could get in Fremont.
Co-owner Deborah Russell focuses on creating a space full of fresh, healthy food combined with a comfortable atmosphere.
We call ourselves a casual fine dining restaurant. It basically reflected the way that we wanted to eat, and we wanted someplace that people could come on the regular and feel good about it.
Although they don't call themselves a farm-to-table restaurant, Eve focuses on getting local produce whenever they can.
Washington is bountiful as far as its farms, everything. So we try to source as much as we possibly can, from as close as we possibly can.
It's just natural. It's just it's real food.
We love the local ingredients, lots of flavor.
What brought me back was just this feeling of fresh. It really brought me back. Fresh, locally sourced, and a sense of care about what they're doing.
We work with a bunch of farms. We actually work with some fishermen.
So what are we going to be making today?
We're going to be making our beans and greens dish with some beluga caviar black lentils.
Sounds delicious.
With that, we head to the kitchen to cook with sous chef Rashida to make this incredible dish.
Tell me about the lentils that you've got here.
So this is beluga caviar lentils, just because it looks like caviar.
I didn't know.
And it's cooked in onions and garlic till it's barely soft, because we're going to cook it again the next round, so you don't want to get it too soft.
So is it going to be a bowl?
Yeah, it's a bowl. Yeah.
Which are really popular right now. People love
bowls.
Yes.
Everything bowls.
Well, let's get started. Show me what to do.
Let's slice some garlic first, just thin slices. Now we can chop some chives for the garnish.
Get those fabulously chopped chives.
Next, we add a mixture called sofrito.
So sofrito is a mix of diced onions, fennel, and celery. And for this dish, we've cooked it in white wine and smoked paprika.
We put the sofrito in a hot pan of oil and then add in our lentils.
Do you work with lentils here quite a bit?
I try to incorporate it. Can replace grains or rice with, protein like lentils.
We pour in some vegetable stock and let it simmer. Next, we heat up another pan for our kale and add in some olive oil and our sliced garlic for flavor.
A handful of kale. I like to press it down so it gets a nice crispy side.
What do people say about your bowls here at Eve?
It's very Instagrammable because there's a lot of colors and textures to it.
Next, we add in some apple cider vinegar to give it some tang and then a touch of hot sauce.
Because we love hot sauce.
Oh yeah, the spicier the better.
Pour a splash of vegetable stock and top it off with just a touch more salt.
So quite a bit of salt goes in with the lentils.
Yeah, because the lentils just absorb everything.
To plate the dish, start with the lentils on the bottom, add in your kale, making sure to get some of your garlic slices, sprinkle some crispy shallots on top, add a spoonful of strained yogurt on the side, and top it all off with some chives.
Look at how beautiful that is. We have 2 forks.
Perfect.
Shall we give it a try?
Yeah. Flavor explosion.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the yogurt's creamy, the lentils are kind of creamy, then you have the tanginess from the kale.
And the slight spice from the hot sauce.
And then the
Crunch.
crunchy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's a little bit of everything. I love it. To get the recipe for Eve Fremont's beans and greens, visit wagrown.com.
Did you know that beans, peas, chickpeas, and lentils are part of the same family of plants known as pulses? Pulses are a legume with the ability to add nitrogen to the soil through a symbiotic relationship with a soil organism called rhizobium. For thousands of years, wherever wheat or other small grains are raised, pulses have been planted too. Pulses provide the needed nutrients for systems without commercial fertilizer, improve soil health, and prevent erosion. This biological partnership extends to the food system also. Pulses are consumed across the planet as an important source of plant protein, complementing staples like cereals and grains. Nutritionally speaking, pulses are packed with a ton of nutrients and make for a healthy choice as part of any meal. Pulses are a great protein option and an excellent source of fiber, a complex carbohydrate that promotes proper digestion and gut health, meaning they are a perfect fit in any diet. Speaking of carbohydrates, pulses are a great source of resistant starches and can help reduce risk for type 2 diabetes and some cancers. Pulses are also a great source of B vitamins, especially folate, a nutrient critical for helping our body's cells grow and divide. And when it comes to growing these nutrient-dense little plants, Washington pulse producers are leading the way. So the next time you're shopping, pick up some Washington-grown pulses and help support your local farmers.
Coming up, Tomas is on the street trying out a special Spanish mixta with garbanzo beans.
No complaints, I've had 5 seconds.
Well, that's what I want to hear. Hey, let's go. Traveling the world can bring you all sorts of exciting flavors, and Chad Kunke is shaking things up here at Mediterranean Mixta. All right, so Chad, tell me a little bit about Mediterranean Mixta.
It's Latin for the word mixed, and what we're trying to do here is we're incorporating a mix of Mediterranean flavors, and everything is cooked very, very quickly over high heat. That makes the vegetables really firm and really fresh, but you still get that Mediterranean flavor in it.
Today's special is the Spanish Mixta, featuring our very own Washington chickpeas. So where are you getting your garbanzos from?
I'm getting them from Eastern Washington. They're a great product from Washington, and I really enjoy working with them.
I'm dying to give this a try because it smells great. Dip in there, in those garbanzo beans.
Buttery.
Yeah, perfect. They just melt in your mouth. I think we're going to see what the patrons think, but I think they're going to love it. So Kelly, do you enjoy Mediterranean food?
I do. I love Mediterranean. I try to have it at least once a month.
I love Mediterranean. I haven't really had it before.
What about garbanzo beans?
I love garbanzo beans.
You love them?
I love them deep fried, actually.
Ooh. We've got this incredible Spanish mixta with garbanzo beans, so why don't you give that a try? Remember to mix all that up.
That's tasty. That was really good. It's like a blast of flavor. Wow. That's amazing. Beans that I've never had them before, they taste really good. I like them.
So would you order this again?
Yeah, I would order this again.
Definitely, if I saw you guys on the side of the road, I'd stop.
No complaints, I've had 5 seconds.
Well, that's what I want to hear. Legumes are an important part of your everyday diet, but just how influential are they? Today, we're talking with Dr. Eve Fremont of the USA Dry Pea and Lentil Council and the American Pulse Association to find out. What exactly is a pulse and what does that encompass?
First of all, pulses are awesome, so you should be eating them every day. They're basically leguminous crops that are harvested dry. It includes dry peas, lentils, chickpeas, dry beans. They offer really high plant-based protein. They're really high in fiber as well, while they're low in fat, so that's one of the really nice things about them. Internationally, a lot of people have been eating them for many, many, many years, but we're starting to recognize them here in the US a little bit more. And more people are concerned for their health and their general well-being and trying to incorporate healthy crops. We're seeing research showing evidence of anti-obesogenic activity, as well as it helps increase satiety, so keep you fuller for longer.
One researcher at the forefront of pulse education is Dr. Henry Thompson out of Colorado. His focus is on the effects of pulses on obesity.
He talks about crops for health, right? He's looking at anti-obesogenic activity. So different kinds of fat in the body and where it might accumulate. And he's finding that the different pulses, they all have activity towards reducing that amount of fat accumulation. Because they offer a whole lot of nutrition and they're sustainable crops, that really helps protect both people and the planet. So it's making nutrition accessible, you know, because it's affordable, and as well as being a plant-based protein that helps minimize some of the carbon footprint.
For somebody who's watching at home, where do we begin our journey?
Anything you're eating, you just add pulses to it. So for example, I'm making a chili at home. You know, one time I'll use chickpeas, maybe another time lentils, or mix up some different beans in there. We also emphasize blending. So that's a great way to kind of extend your meat and get a plant-based protein in there. People will make like a hamburger patty, but it's mixed, you know, part meat, part lentil or something like that.
Well, thank you very much for talking with us today. And
thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing. And you guys get out there and eat your pulses.
Well, hello. Tomas and I are here at the kitchen at Second Harvest Food Bank, and we're joined by Laurent Zarate. He is the chef and owner of Fleur de Sel Creperie in Spokane, also Fleur de Sel over in Post Falls. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good to see you, Thomas.
You too. And so we get to taste test some recipes from allrecipes.com, and the one that we're going to try today has to do with chickpeas. So many farmers grow legumes here, from lentils to chickpeas. And Tomas, you were able to go to a farm, right?
I was, and it's, you know, it's one of those crops that I didn't grow up eating a lot of chickpeas, so these kinds of recipes are always so exciting for me. You get to try something new and different that maybe you could incorporate into your daily life.
And to me, I didn't grow up eating a lot of garbanzo bean, because the recipe today is garbanzo bean, but you know, with the northern African influence in France, we had a couscous dish with a lot of garbanzo bean, and of course, you know, all the lentil dish that I grew up with, and the best what the Palouse can offer us. You know?
Absolutely. And Second Harvest, we're in their kitchen here, and you have volunteered here before to teach the clients of the food bank how to use maybe
perishable
things like some chickpeas and how to actually
simple
cook
food.
those.
Yep, simple things, simple food, a little maybe less elaborated than the recipe we're going to eat today. There is a big influence of the Middle Eastern, and I think it's going to be delicious.
Yeah, so the recipe is called a Middle Eastern rice with black beans and chickpeas, and this is from Julie P. And she says that she got this recipe actually from a friend who is from Bethlehem.
Oh, perfect. Ooh, authentic.
Oh, right,
Can't
authentic.
wait.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I like
we're
that.
gonna go ahead and make that dish, and then we get to taste it in a
Let's
second.
do it.
Okay, we now get to try it.
Cannot wait. This is the most universal food you can have on the planet. You look at the latitude all around the world, you know, from India, North Africa, Mexico, all the islands, beans and rice. You cannot go wrong with that. And I love, ooh, it's a little spicy.
It is, it's got a kick.
Yeah, I like it.
This is the exact kind of dish that if you're just looking to just mix things up, go to something like this. It's easy and it's so flavorful and hearty. Gosh, it's great.
So some of the comments from people on this recipe, Frog Legion says, I make this recipe by leaving out the turkey and using vegetable broth instead of chicken. They have leftovers for lunch for a couple of days, so that's always good. MB says, next time I think I'll double the spices, and she or he used lamb instead of turkey. And then added some Greek.
Mediterranean.
Oh, completely. And
added some Greek yogurt on top.
Perfect.
Mwah.
Oh, c'est très bon.
Très bon.
This is delicious.
Well, thanks, Julie. We love it.
Oh,
Like the kick,
I love
too.
it. I'm gonna finish my plate.
To get the recipe for Middle Eastern rice with black beans and chickpeas, visit wagrown.com. Well, the next time you have pulses in your soup or salad, or maybe even combined with meat, know that Washington farmers work hard to grow these little superfoods and bring them right to you. That's it for this episode of Washington Grown. Thanks for watching.